and we're not focused and present. The power of now, as Eckhart Tolle said, and the presence occurs when you live by priority. And this has been known for centuries, that somehow people get preoccupied trying to please things on the outside instead of governing their life from within. We can be extrinsically, externally influenced by the world around us and be a victim of our history, or we can be intrinsically called and driven to do something that inspires us as a master of destiny. It all depends on our perception, decisions, and actions in life. And our brain, and utilizing our brain to the fullest, or what some people have called the mind. And we have within us the capacity to govern our perceptions, decisions, and actions. That's the three things that we have control over in our life. And so anybody who can master the capacity to use their perceptions towards their objective, to make prioritized decisions towards a high priority objective, and to live by priority with their actions and govern those, which we have capacity to do, we can master our mind and master the power of our mind in influencing and creating not only a purposeful life, but also something meaningful and achieving oriented. So I'm a firm believer of this. I've been doing it for 47, almost 48 years now. And I believe that the thing that distinguishes us from the species, other species, is that we have a capacity to govern our minds and not let the extrinsic world run us. Like I say, we can be driven from the external world, or we can be called from within. I said on the movie The Secret many years ago that when the voice and the vision on the inside is louder and more profound than all opinions on the outside, we begin to master our life. So mastering our mind is taking command of our perceptions, decisions, and actions, which I would love to elaborate on, which I'm sure your questions will probably initiate. But we also have in our capacity of our brain mental capacities, we have a forebrain, which is the executive center, the medial prefrontal cortex, or sometimes called the executive center, which is in the outermost region of the brain, the telencephalon. And we have this area is for objective pursuits with foresight and, in a sense, strategic planning, executing plans, inspired vision, and self-governance path. We also have the amygdala, or subcortical areas of the brain, that's involved, that is driven from the external world, extrinsically, avoiding predator and seeking prey, which is typically the distractions from what we feel called to do. So knowing how to use the advanced part of our brain is what I'd like to talk about today, so we can master our mental functions, our perception, decision, action, so we can become masters. Whatever is highest on our values, everybody has a set of priorities in life, set of values in life, and whatever is highest on that list of priorities, we are spontaneously inspired to act upon. And we have incredible discipline, reliability, and focus there. And anything that goes down the list of values, we require more extrinsic motivation to get us to do. We'll need reward to do it, or punishment if we don't do it, if we want to stay focused on it. You don't want to live your life requiring external motivation. You'll have a transient, volatile, polarized existence. But you want to find out what's really most meaningful. And please go to my website, drdemartini.com, and please take a few moments of your time to go through the value determination process. It's free, it's complimentary, it's private. You can do it over and over again to make sure you're not, lying to yourself about the answers, and get really clear about what's really important to you. Because if you identify what's really most important and start structuring your life in priority accordingly, you'll be more spontaneously inspired in your life, and you will achieve more. You'll wake up your excellence, your leadership, your genius. You'll expand your potential. There's so many benefits of doing this. So please do that. Go online and do that. drdemartini.com, the value determination process online. Do that. Identify what's really, what this process leads you to discover what's highest on your value, and structure your life around that. If you fill your day with high priority actions that inspire you, your life doesn't fill up with low priority distractions that don't. If you fill your day with high priority actions that are deeply meaningful, your self-worth goes up and you expand your horizons of what you believe you can do. But if you allow yourself no priority for the day, and you just allow yourself to kind of go through the day, whatever happens, you have a higher probability of other people distracting you, opportunists, other people projecting their values onto you and causing entropy and distraction and disorder in your life, trying to put out fires and trying to please people and doing all that instead of staying focused on what's really deeply meaningful and inspiring and highest in priority, which is the purpose for you. Your purpose is an expression of your highest value. And finding what that is, why I have it on the website free for people, is because it's the most important thing I could get people to do. Every seminar that I ever present or webinar, I talk about values because they underlie human drive and motivation and inspiration. And I want people to be I want them to live an inspired life. I've wanted to do that since I was 17, 18 years old, and I'm absolutely certain that there's science in doing that, and I'm trying to share it with you. I want you to have that inspired life. And it won't happen if you're doing low priority things. Anytime you're doing low priority things, you devalue yourself and you live in anxiety. Why? Because when you go into lower values, you become more polarized and emotional and distracted by extrinsic things. It's a survival region of the brain that gets activated. And in this state, we're looking for prey and we're trying to avoid predator and we're distracted by all these things that support and challenge our values. We become infatuated and resentful, and they occupy space and time in our mind, and we are distracted. And we're not focused and present. The power of now, as Eckhart Tolle said, and the presence occurs when you live by priority. And this has been known for centuries, that somehow people get preoccupied trying to please things on the outside instead of governing their life from within. The executive function of the forebrain literally has the capacity, neuroplastically, to literally govern the amygdala, and with GABA, which is a neurotransmitter, an inhibitory, and glutamate, which is a stimulatory one, they usually come down and dampen and calm down the distractions in our life if we live by priority. That's why if you have a very busy day doing what's really meaningful and you really got things done that were really highest priority, you're more resilient, more adaptable, less volatile, more present, more certain, and when you come home, no matter what the challenge, you can handle it. But if you didn't get what was really important done and you kept having fires put out, distractions throughout the day, and you didn't get anything done that was really important to you, you're more volatile, you're irritable, you're more likely to lash out on the people you love and care about, because those are symptoms that are feedback to let you know you weren't authentic during the day. You weren't living by what was most important to you. I cannot emphasize how important it is to find out what the values are and stick to the priorities. I learned that from Mary Kay many years ago, how important it is to identify what's the highest priority actions you can do each day that can help you fulfill your dreams. If you do, your executive function comes online, and that is the pathway, that is the area of the brain that is involved in self-governance, executive function, visionary leadership, inspired executive action, and the place where you do not get distracted, and you can handle paradoxes and handle those pairs of opposites magnificently. So I can tell you that filling your day with the highest priority actions is the wisest thing you can do every day. That's the most any human being can do. If you're doing the very highest priority thing, the one thing that is most important each moment, you're doing as much as any human being can do in a day. And that is the mastery of that. It's the mastery of life. And the power of the mind is that we have that capacity to change our perception, change our decision, and change our actions according to that priority. If you link and ask how specifically is whatever's happening helping you fulfill your highest value, you learn that question, you have the capacity to automatically unveil this great, powerful, purposeful, masterful mind state. Thank you for joining me for this presentation today. If you found value out of the presentation, please go below and please share your comments. We certainly appreciate that feedback. And be sure to subscribe and hit the notification icons. That way I can bring more content to you and share more to help you maximize your life. I look forward to our next presentation. Thank you so much for joining.